Whoa, whoa. Settle down, settle down. Yes, yes, I know. I'm I'm a day late. Sorry. Uh I didn't intend for it to be this way, but this is just how the cookie ended up crumbling. Am I crumbling? Maybe. Maybe the whole tower is crumbling. Maybe that's exactly what the tower needs to do, and maybe that's what the tower's been made to do. All I know is my relationship to life, to Scrum, to the moon cycle, it's changing. Everything's changing up in this bitch. Alas, we begin our 15th Scrum, our 30th week. We have passed the halfway point of the year. How extraordinary. And now you're fucking dropping the ball on us, Jay. How could you do it? How could you do it to us? Relax, honey. Relax. I had an awesome Scrum. I started a new job. The job calls for a lot of studying. It feels like I'm in college again, and it's kind of hysterical. I didn't think I'd be going back here, but I am. And I appreciate the part of me who can put on the hat and learn a lot of information quick. I'm in a server training program. I'm almost halfway through it. It calls for a lot of studying to know how the restaurant works and understand the whole menu and all the allergens and all that kind of jazz. And but it's a cool, vibey, hot spot. All of Atlanta goes there. Tons of big spectrum of ages and colors, and it's a space I'm honored to be a part of right now. And so that's been on the plate of priority. This week, I was going back into a track that I'd started and began as a collaboration with a friend of mine. Not just started, it is a collaborative piece. We've had many sessions back and forth. We started it together in person before I left San Diego. His name is Anthony One Shoe Sanchez. Anthony One Shoe, dope musician, extraordinary guitarist. He's got a lovely studio that we began it at in a beautiful area around San Diego, and it was a great experience getting in this session together. And I've basically been taking the more producer side of the equation as well as the vocals, and he's been laying down some fucking nasty guitar and bass and kind of experimental was out. And I've been arranging it. So I'd arranged this last scrum was a synthesis of all of our back and forths and conversations and arrangement, and I tried to add a bunch of new stuff, and I ended up finding myself scrapping the majority of the stuff that I had composed newly and just focused a bit more on the remixing and making the sounds feel better overall, and just making the piece better. That's what I told myself. That's kind of This one was a challenge for me. There's been this sense with this track. It's many months old now. There is a sense of this piece that I just didn't know where to go with it, and so it's been interesting to come back to, look at with more fresh eyes. And I really like it. I fuck with it, man. It's fun. It's a cool ass piece, and I've also just recently, as in yesterday, started working with ChatGPT 4. I've got, as I've shared on here, like I've got oceans of writing arranged in a program called Milanote, which basically allows me to arrange writing and photos on boards that can go infinite. You could not necessarily infinite, but really big, a lot of content on one plane, and then you can make boards within boards. So it helps me map out the mythology of Azira. It's a great place to do so, and I've just been feeding ChatGPT 4 all of the information of the mythology of Azira And that's been fucking awesome. Because with ChatGPT, I can really just be like, okay, tell me about Jay Desira, tell me about Asaya, tell me about all of these different characters in the mythology, and it'll just synthesize it all. It's a totally new way for me to see the mythology and interact and make love to that sweet, tender goddess of Aya. Today I made a video for Arrival. It happened. What the fuck is up? We didn't know if it would. I wasn't forcing myself, but then I just had the call today, and I did the thing. I also tied the bow on the track, or at least got it to its done point for now. Curious what Sanchez will say. Maybe we send it to get mixed and mastered. Maybe not. I don't know. This piece is funny for me like that, but I honestly feel like it's just better to share it and just put it out there, you know? Because I do fuck with it. And as I was writing the mythology of Azira, this song in particular really speaks from the mythology more so than a lot of my other songs. There's a few other songs that really do. She Anomaly from my last EP, and I mean To Die With You, Silence, Shala. Okay, I guess the whole last EP, Devo Saros, which is actually named Free Saya. Devo Saros was its working name, and it's still its name to me, but the song's name is actually Free Saya. Uh, I would say Free Saya was the first one where I really felt like, okay, this is straight. I'm speaking the mythology. The lyrics are like Saya's words exactly. Cheers, here's to the fallen forefathers of devastation and nation and degradation of all I am, trapped in the glorious fucking station. I'm torn the devil apart by all the beauty I see in me inside your eyes. And my demise of the words that come alive but will never speak. I'm screaming, I'm bleeding, the battle of my dreaming. I'm screaming, I'm bleeding, the battle of my dreaming. I'm screaming, I'm bleeding up out of my dreaming lungs. I mean it, a heart fiended to die so young. I'm heating up, beating up into my karma. I'm dreaming of fucking meeting the screams of a new tomorrow. Wake day tonight, no hiding. Unsheathing the blade inside me. Read the killers to the culture, confining the lay down between I who read the high and focus will never die. We fight inside the light to ignite the unholiest night. Yeah, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fuck, I'm gonna keep stabbing no matter the blood. I'm gonna come, I'm gonna gun, I'm gonna keep pulling right into the sun. Inevitable come up with destiny, the best in me. Be at sea, be burning your body in revelry. The heights speak with mouths to feed, mouths to ring, mouths to sing. Glory to bring, glory to fall away. No naysay on a sweet straight babe, baby, obliterate they say. No kind of a say, I'm gonna come in the fall, I'm gonna come in the fall, part of the I'm gonna come in the night, I'm gonna come in the fight, part of the eye, which one see me die, come alive at the same time, which you coming to die, coming to ignite all the signs, it's a spice, baby, spice and trade, baby, hey, baby. No, yes, yes, yes. So, this song as well really speaks from the mythology, different character. This time it's Emperor God King Stormscream the Pharaoh, aka Azira, in the heart of Anomaly, in this space where Anomaly is synthesized, insanity, the volatile substance becomes harnessed, magic and science, AI and Gaia, and the sound of singularity emits and radiates to all of the cosmos, bridging the universe with the multiverse. Bom, bom, bom. Oh, shit. Wow. That's our glue this time. So, that was fun. I enjoyed making the video. You know, I've had such a weird relationship to making videos in the past. Basically, just not knowing how to do it. Anytime like promotion comes up, it's like, am I forcing this? Like blah 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 blah. But this one was just like, no, this video I really wanted to make. It's right, and I had fun making it. It's a very musical experience for me to make the video, like and relearn Premiere. / learn Premiere better than I have before. It's cool, man. I appreciate the layers of subtlety that I dove into, the way that I worked with the magic that just kind of like I just threw some stuff together, and there's a big part of it that worked, and I was like, wait, what? This is crazy that works. And then I basically built out the rest of it around that piece that just kind of serendipitously worked, almost like it had chosen to be arranged that way. And then there were a bunch of little details that I added that really felt like signature elements of Zyra coming and expressing itself. So it was super dope. I fuck with it. I also made just a quick Instagram story of like a little teaser of the Pac Mariah piece, and it was just a super quick, simple little one shot, zooming in and saying like 3 words or 3 phrases in the Emperor God King Scrvm the Pharaoh, doom 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 doom, and zooming in, and it hit the pocket, and it's like, okay, cool, that's it. There's a passage that I wrote today that feels relevant to what we're talking about, and it goes a little something like this. Fuck, where is it? I don't know now. Okay, harmonizing the beast. There's a beast within, and there's extraordinary energy in its untamed nature. We are interested in harnessing the wild, not domesticating it. If you command it to serve you as its master, you might be successful. But it will no longer be the full expression of the beast. Its consciousness would be encaged, fragmented to obey, and it would serve you in a limited way. But to align with the beast, to see and serve the same purpose, the same God, we become unified in our awareness, joined in our polarities, merged in a love which calls us both forth, a state of being in which 1 + 1 equals far more than 2. We've access to infinity through each other in this world and bear its fruit. The idea behind this is like, I'm contemplating between force and flow. I've spent a lot of my journey of life in a state of free flow where I just move based upon and do what I feel called to do. And I've also found that there's a limitation on how far that can take me, or so it has seemed. And for example, the structure of Scrum is an upgrade in which I can flow within, but I'm always getting something done. And now I'm putting things out there into the world, and it's tangible to me what I'm producing, and I'm interested in producing basically the same thing at a higher quality in the music, my understanding and articulation of sound, as well as the way that I share the sound, the way that I put it out into the world and talk about Zyra. Like, I feel Scrum is a structure, and there's an aspect of force that happens within the structure, which is like, a lot of music has gotten made. I have made a lot of music because of the Scrum, because when that full moon clock strikes, I know I gotta get it done, and I get something done for the Scrum, right? Even if it's not great, some of them are really good. Some of them flop. That's all right, That's just part of the thing. But at least things are getting done. We're moving on. We're doing projects, and the projects are evolving. This Scrum is the first one that I've been late in the project, in releasing it on time. And as I've been in Atlanta, I've been practicing a lot more gentleness with myself. And, I feel like I've integrated into this process of Scrum, and I'm also creating space for that process to change and the process to evolve. And, like right now, I'm going through the transition where there's a whole new thing on my plate, and that thing is the job. And the reason I really started with that writing is because the beast is like that wild part of me that does not abide to structure, and like whatever idea I have that I want to do, it's always going to do something different. Like the inspiration is a wild energy, right? And part of creation is learning how to ride this wild energy. And when I talk about unifying with the beast, it's like unifying with that wild part of myself. It's my interest is not to tame myself through, the excessive display and execution of disciplined activity, though I do feel discipline has a fundamental role in the process. I feel a big part of the process is the discipline, and a big part of the process is like listening to what is and what wants to be. And other times in my life where I've shifted, it's kind of like I swing on this pendulum where it's like I'm flowing. I find something that I really like. I'm like, oh my God, this is the thing. I'm going to do this every day in this way, and then I'm going to be that. And as I start executing upon that vision in the way that I deem to be most valid in my mind, as I start walking that path, I realize like I fucking hate this. I hate what I'm doing or the way that I'm relating to this thing, and I don't want to do this thing with this sensation of like, fuck this. It's like I'm banging my head against a wall over and over and over and expecting these different results. And I do that until a point where I'm just like, fuck, this is not how I want to relate to creation. Like I know this is off. I'm trying way too hard, and it's like I'm swimming upstream in the river of life, and it's not working. So I have to let go. So I let go. Or I intuit it's important. It's a good time now to let go of what I thought was and be with what is. And I let go. And sometimes there's a passage of devastation, feeling like I have nothing, and like I've had to let go of my dreams and all hope for the future. It has been that dramatic before, excessively. And I also recognize that it's also just like part of my pattern, like part of these waves of life that I ride and the way that I ride. It's like I have my own pendulum. I have times of very intense emotion, and it doesn't need to be brought on by something. It doesn't need to have a cause. It's just like part of me. And it can be tracked very much through this, or often through this pendulum of flowing, loving something, trying to possess it, recognizing that I'm not doing it right, and I'm not holding it correctly, letting go, being upset, then opening myself to what is next. And then something always comes, and I do that. And so I'm just, and it can be cyclical, back and forth. And I feel like sometimes I'm really good at doing the passage back and forth, and other times I'm like, fucked. Right now it feels like I'm in a time where my energy, I'm witnessing my energy, the way that I conduct the waters of myself through the channels and the canyons of the world. It's changing right now. And my interest is just to really do what is now. In this scrum, I'm actually taking a pause. I'm taking a break. I'm taking this next 2 week period. I'm really going in on securing my job, and it's going to call for a lot of energy. And I was planning on doing a mastering session of a track I have called Savage, and the way that I feel about that is like mastering to me, and I wanted to release every full moon, and I'm thinking I'm gonna delay mastering Savage until the next Scrum cycle, do my work job for this period, not have like a Scrum output, because when I create during this time, I really want to be able to like exhale, and mastering is very much like strapping on my boots and going out there in the field and like getting to work, you know, strapping on the gloves and making the thing. It's less creative fun, and it's more like the practitioner's side of the equation, you know, like the adult in the room. That really facilitates like great space for the child to play. So with that, I'm gonna let myself just play this next cycle. I'm gonna just give myself creative space to do what inspires me, and let creation be a place where I can just recharge. As is the source of it, as is the origin of it. Like creation is fun, and there's a part of and I apply like continue to learn how to apply that a professional mentality upon it as well. It is both things. Um, but this chapter, like I'm just gonna do what I feel called to do, and maybe I'll end up mastering. I have no idea, but I'm gonna give him the reins. You know, the passage that I was talking about, which was like learn how to harmonize with the beast. Don't try to tame it. Don't try to domesticate it. It's like at the last property that I worked on and lived in, Liberty, there's a dog named Pacha, and she was part husky, part wolf. And the wolf part, I've grown up with dogs all my life. I speak the language. And Pacha was very unique to any dog that I've ever met. And I got to know her intimately. And there was that side of her that was kind of like a cat, which is like cats are always, cats are wild. Like they chill with humans, but it's not like they're often gonna like come when they're called. You know, dogs are typically domesticated, and you know they do tricks. You know, Pacha, it felt like I couldn't just be like Pacha, come. There's part of that, but she had to want to come. You know, we had to be aligned, and if she didn't want to come and she wanted to do her own thing, she would do her own thing. And it's just like that was just the wolf, you know. And I feel like we came into a really solid conversation, and it's very much about aligning. And I feel similarly like, and that's how you don't domesticate a dragon. You align with the dragon so that you share the same purpose. It's an intelligent being. Uh, when we try to domesticate a wild force, you know, we might be successful in getting it to do our bidding, but when it comes to creation, I don't I don't want creation to do my bidding. When I when I connect with the mythology, I'm connecting to something that's already there. I'm just learning about it. I'm not trying to make it be something that it's not. I'm learning about what it is. And that's how I feel about creation. And the change in my energy recently is very much comes in an orientation to me tuning into what AiAm wants to do, how it wants to move, and rather than having this dynamic tension between the parent and the rebellious child inside of me who's like always going to blow shit up. unifying the two, finding that space between force and flow. And I feel like that's both force and flow and something else and neither. Yeah, okay. That's a great, I feel like that's a good painting of the now. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending my love to you, and may this conversation be a breath which aligns us with our purpose.